Good afternoon and welcome to the draw for the LBFA Cup 4th round. There's that famous old trophy there which last season was won by Gogsey LB. So 32 sides remain in the competition, and I'm delighted to say that we have two special guests today making the draw. First of all, it's beaten semi-finalists from last year, Jamie Jappy. Here he is here, and of course he will draw the home sides this afternoon. And to make the away team draw will be none other than last season's beaten cup finalists, Spencer Sear. So, gentlemen, welcome and thank you so much for doing the draw. Jamie, of course, you will indeed draw the home sides. Spencer, the away teams. You know the script. Reach in, have a wee swirl, and pick out the teams, and loudly, of course, read out the team in question. So, and then, of course, we'll put the teams there so we can remember who's playing who. So, first of all, Jamie, if you'd like to get started for the first team out the hat.
First up, we have Ross McLeod.
Ross McLeod, first team out the hat. Will be a home dry for them. Who will they be playing? As Spencer draws the away side. Home tie for Premiership club Ross McLeod. Finalists a few years ago, of course.
Number 26, Ryan.
So they will play Ryan. So it's an all Premiership tie there. Next tie out the hat.
Next up, we have Damo.
Damo, it's a home tie for the Saucton side. Won the trophy 4 years ago, beating Spencer in the cup final. Who will they face?
Number 21, John Sutton.
So they'll face John Sutton. They'll be quite happy with that one, Damo. Home tie for them against the Championship side.
Here we have Brian.
Brian, it's a home tie for the Premiership side. I suppose that's the best you can ask for, really. And who will they be facing?
Number 30, the Dean.
The Dean. So Brian against the Dean. Again, Championship side, the Dean, of course. Brian will be reasonably pleased with that, and I'm sure Dean will fancy that challenge. So Brian against the Dean.
Then we have St Dunstan.
St Dunstan's a home tie for the Squirrels. They'll be fancying a wee cup run under Neil Lennon, of course. Who will they be facing?
Hearing Aid, John.
And it's a good tie for them, facing League One Hearing Aid John. A home tie. And they will be very pleased with that one, will Neil Lennon's side.
Next up we have Ian United.
Ian United, the Championship side, who have played reasonably well this season thus far. Could they get one of the big boys?
Number 10, David Elby.
And they have got one of the big boys. They'll face David at home. Could there potentially be a wee cup shock on the cards there? So David will travel to Championship side Ian United.
Number 20, we've got the unpopular Jappy, John.
So it's home tie for John. Apologies there, we got a bit mixed up almost by our adjudicator. So John at home, the Premiership side. See who they fancy playing.
Ken Elby.
And they'll face Championship side Ken. So John, I'm sure, will be pretty pleased with that one. John against Ken. Both of those sides have never actually made it past the quarterfinals.
Number 3, Mike LB.
Mike LB. 23.
No, 23, sorry.
23 incidentally, is Mike. Scrap the draw, do it again. Mistake.
Gubby LB.
So they'll face Gubby. Again, an all-Premiership tie there. Mike against Gubby.
Could be a Spencer Jappy in the first round.
How funny would that be?
So we have number 4, Big Fat Mark.
Big Fat Mark then. They'll fancy their chances in this season's competition. An outside, we bet for an outsider. 20-1 at the start of this competition. Currently sitting in the top 3.
Googsy.
Oh, well, that's an interesting tie. Big Fat Mark against Holders Googsy. So that will be an interesting one. We'll watch that one. Big Fat Mark against the Holders Googsy.
There we have 28 Spencer.
And it's a home tie for Spencer, beaten finalists last season. And who will they face? There'll be a few teams holding their breath, I'm sure. Christopher. Of course, Spencer did knock out Christopher in the League Cup quarterfinals there. Home tie for Derek McInnes' side. Could they do the double over
Number
Christopher?
19, we've got Jappy.
Jappy LB, a home tie for them. Last season's beaten semi-finalists.
Thank you.
Brycey LB.
And they face Brycey, championship side, so I'm sure Louis Van Gaal will be pretty pleased with that one there.
Number 31, Wee Jim.
So it's Wee Jim there, the championship leaders. Home tie for them.
Big Jim.
And they face... it's a Jim derby as big as Wee Jim takes on Big Jim. I'm sure excitement in the town of Jim ahead of that one there. It's always nice to throw up a local derby in this round. Normally does.
Number 1, Blazerton. Who's that?
It's Bazerton.
Bazerton. Is that Bazerton?
Yeah. So it's a home tie for the Merseyside side. The longest trip.
What league's he in?
League One.
Big Andy.
Big Andy.
Oh,
So it's Bazerton against Big Andy there. Championship side. Big Andy will travel to Merseyside to face Bazerton. She'll be looking on that one with great interest.
24, Paul.
Paul, home tie for them. The championship side. Relegated from the Premiership last season.
Ryan Rovers.
And they face Ryan Rovers, a fellow championship side there. So Paul against Ryan Rovers in the 4th round of the LBFA Cup.
Number 12, Gil.
Gil, home tie for them, side from Aberdeen.
Ian.
And they'll face Premiership side Ian. So an all Premier League tie there again.
Number 32, Willie the Beast.
So it's Willie, home tie for the Premiership side.
Eric United.
And they will face League One Eric United, who won the Lower League Cup a few years ago, beating Spencer by 4-2. They'll fancy themselves. So is this the last tie? Last tie out of the hat.
Number 18, another unpopular Jack. Jack LB.
Jack LB, incidentally. And then they'll face Big Fat Ed. So that concludes the draw for the 4th round of the LBFA Cup. Thank you very much to the 2 losers who have my trophy in their hands, neither of which will be winning this season's competition, and incidentally will probably both be knocked out in this round coming up. So thank you very much for joining us, gentlemen. Thank you for making the draw. Until next time, thank you.